If you're truly serious about advancing to Class A, then allow me to offer you a simple word of advice. Learn as much about Ayanokoji as you can, while you still have the opportunity to do so. Otherwise, before you know it, it'll be too late.
Hey, Ayanokoji!
How'd the hearing turn out?
You'll never believe what happened. The guys in Class C, they backed off for no apparent reason.
I see. That's incredible.
I know, isn't it? Do you think Horikita pulled some strings for me?
Yeah, probably.
She's pretty awesome, but also kind of weird. Well, see you around. I'm late for practice.
What is that supposed to mean?
Why do you imagine Ayanokoji would be going out of his way to help the rest of you? And why, despite his superiority, does he refuse to reveal what he's capable of?
I don't know.
To put it in the school's terms, Class D is the place for those with defective qualities. The ones who barely had the chops to get in at all. It's just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. But out of everyone in Class 1D, the most effective student is Ayanokoji.
The students from Class C wanted to withdraw their complaint, and against my better judgment, I allowed it.
Oh, did they now? It's a strange world we live in, I guess.
Are you trying to prove a point? That Sakura is not in fact the fabricator everyone thinks that she is? Well done, sir.
Your little sister is the one behind all of it. I didn't do anything, really.
Tachibana, we have an opening for a secretary?
Yes.
Well then, you just say the word and the secretary position on the council is yours.
What? Are you serious?
Do you object?
No. I was just making sure I understood. I have no objections to that.
Ayanokoji, please join the student council.
No, thank you. I don't like expending more energy than I have to. The student council seems like too much work. And honestly, I just want to have a normal life.
I accept that for now. Ayanokoji, it would be in your best interest not to disappoint me.
You pointed out the lack of cameras in the special annex, which then led me to plant the false evidence and bear all of the risk.
Nah, you're just overthinking it.
You made a promise to me. You said that you would help me advance to Class A.
Yeah, only after you virtually forced me to.
Hold on. I'm not quite finished with you yet. I want to know what's going on inside your head, what you're thinking.
Well, I just want to live my life in peace. Is that so hard to understand?
You wouldn't help me if you didn't want to deep down.
Yeah, you're right. I suppose I just wanted to help a friend out. You happy?
That's a lie. You've never cared about your friends and you know it. Who are you? Really, what's your game?
Line up!
I will help you get to Class A, like I promised. But
what?
don't go prying into my life.
And now, the time has come. I will reveal the results of the special examination. Coming in last, Class C, with 0 points.
What?
Next, in third place, Class A, with 120 points. In second, Class B, 140 points. Finally, in first place, Class D, with 225 points.
There's place!
We did it! I don't know how, but we did it!
What on earth? How could that have happened?
It's because we guessed it incorrectly. Class D's leader.
What?
Well, you weren't our leader anymore, Horikita.
What? But the card! What the... What's your name doing on it?
Just before the test ended, I had Class D's leader changed. You can't just change leaders, unless you've got a really good reason. Which obviously means if you do have a really good reason, you are allowed to switch. Our leader's health was failing. That's as good a reason as any. Because of that, when Ryuen and Katsuragi named you Class D's leader, they were wrong. It was me.
Wait, you conceived of this whole plan by yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I knew Ibuki was a spy, so I destroyed her digital camera. That meant she would have to steal the keycard itself, which would be much harder than taking a picture of it. Then I waited until your condition had sufficiently deteriorated. I promised to give you Sakura's email address, but you've got to do something for me. I got you to show me your card while Ibuki was watching. Staged a distraction. Got you to go to the waterfall. And thus, Ibuki was lured into stealing your keycard. Then I started the fire to throw the camp into chaos, giving Ibuki the opening she needed to escape. I knew their plan had always been for her to sneak away from the camp and show Ryuen the card.
Then you convinced me that I should drop out, and made yourself the leader.
Yeah, but that came later. At first, I planned to amass points by occupying all the spots. But then I saw Katsuragi leaving one of the spots with Class A's keycard in his hand.
So that means Class A's leader was Katsuragi?
No. Katsuragi is a cautious person. He would never do anything that careless. He wouldn't even occupy a spot when someone might be around to see him. It was just a performance to hide the truth. That someone else had occupied the spot without checking it in with him first. That's how I was able to infer that Class A's leader was in fact Yahiko, who was with Katsuragi at the time I saw him. And as for Class C, I was well aware that Ryuen had never actually left the island. When we went to pay Ryuen a visit, he had a two-way radio on the table next to him. Ibuki was in possession of one just like it. If Ryuen was indeed still in contact with Ibuki that way, it meant he still had to be on the island. After that, I was certain that Ryuen was Class C's leader. That's what made me change my tactics. I switched from a spot occupation strategy to a leader identification strategy and used you as a pawn. But I left Class B alone. I determined eroding our friendly alliance with them would be detrimental to us in the long run. And to be honest, there was already a spy in Class B, so I knew that their leader would be revealed even without any action on my part.
And you surmised correctly. Their leader was identified, costing them serious points.
Yes, if another class guesses your leader, it costs you 50 points. And all your bonus points are negated as well.
You really put one over on everyone this time. But I don't get it. You claim to have no interest in ascending to Class A, so why did you help me? I can't figure out what motivates you. Why do you do it?
First, please allow me to congratulate you. I am genuinely impressed.
Oh, so now you're satisfied? Then tell me something. Is it true that an outsider attempted to get me expelled, or did you make that part up? I won't play this game, and I refuse to do anything else for you until I have proof.
Have you forgotten that I know every little thing about you? Come on now. Don't you think that that's proof enough? Icarus's wings.
What about him?
Icarus wanted to fly in order to be free. But he only did it because his father taught him how to make the wings and take flight. He couldn't have done it alone. The poor boy wasn't flying of his own accord. Now, don't you think that sounds a little bit familiar? That man who called me, who I'm sure you figured out by now is your father, said someday Kiyotaka will choose to leave the school of his own accord. Fly too close and you'll burn your wings, then plunge into the sea and drown.
We both know that won't happen.
Poor little Icarus. What will your next move in our little game be?
I think you know the answer to that. Poor Icarus. He didn't heed Daedalus's warnings. Oh, it's you again. What do you want this time?
I heard from Hirata. When you said who Class A and C's leaders were, you also told him I was the one who figured the whole thing out. And then after the test was over, You asked him to do something to bring the class back together. Are you trying to use me as some kind of cover?
Horikita, remember what I said to you a long time ago? I told you that you need allies.
Is that why you did all of this?
I'm finally starting to see a real change in you.
Why is it always your fault? Look, I acknowledge that we are allies, but I'll only do it grudgingly, so don't get any ideas, okay? And you better not act like we're all buddy-buddy once we get back to school, or trust me, there'll be hell to pay. It's just for our goals. We're working together to get to Class A. But despite all of that, I have to tell you, thanks for your help. Not that I need you or anything. I am fine without you.
But Horikita, I've never considered you an ally. Not even for a second. Not you. Not Kushida. Not Hirata. People are nothing but tools to me. All of them. I don't care what I have to do to win. I don't care what I have to sacrifice. In this world, winning is everything. And in the end, I'm going to win. That's all that matters.